Hello, friends. What a beautiful day again. Oh, to talk to you and to have this encounter with you again. We are still on the session with Marcus Ekure. Like you know, we've been talking on this series, Following Your Plan on New Year Resolution. In this very edition, we shall be talking on two nuggets. That's nugget 7 and nugget 8. Nugget 7 has to do with prioritizing your plan. That's priority setting in order of scale of preference. Why nugget 8 has to do with preparing a final account. Yes. Now talking about nugget 7, which is priority setting. One of the biggest obstacle most of us have is not that we have a plan, but setting this plan in order of priorities. Just like a ladder, you can't jump the guns. Life is in phases and in steps. Sometimes we tend to jump one step to the other step and we end up having challenges. So writing the plan down, following all these other nudges we've talked about is not really, the finality. You have to set priorities for actualization of the various contents. Put them in order of preference. What is scale of preference? Scale of preference has to do with order, an array, an arrangement of items in their order of importance. Now, which one do I want to achieve first? Which one should come second? Then, not just setting these priorities, part of this nugget 7 talked about eating the frog, setting it and following it. Eating the frog has to do with a pill for killing procrastination. That's the moment you think about it, you execute it. Let's take, for instance, you want to get married. Getting married is part of your New Year resolution. You've been single all these years, and a lot of people you've been getting different kind of pressure coming from your family, your friends. When are you getting married and all that? And you decide to make it part of your New Year resolution. That is not enough. You have to set it in order of priority. Before getting married, there are other things you have to do. What are those things? First of all, you have to talk about work. The first assignment God gave to man when he created man was work. He gave him land to till. Even work came before marriage. You have to settle the issue of work. You have to settle the issue of residence, where you stay, accommodation. You don't have a work, you don't have a job or a business, you don't have what you're doing, you don't have a place you are staying and accommodation, you are talking about marriage. You are jumping the ladder, my friend. You have to settle all these things. That's order of priority. You have to set it in order of priority that first, yes, I want to get married. But number one, I must settle the issue of work. I need to get a job. Then number two, I need to settle the issue of accommodation. Sometimes I just look at some people. Why marriages are having issues? Now, the rate at which a lot of people are getting into marriage today is almost equivalent with the rate of divorce. Because different forces and different kind of, infatuations just bring people together in marriage, and before you know, the real thing starts manifesting. You cannot jump the guns. So if anybody is pushing you to go and get married, the first thing you must ask yourself is, do I have a work or a business? That's income. Then do I have accommodation? There are all these things you have to put in place before you bring marriage in. So that's what we mean by priority. But setting these priorities is not enough. Having laid it down that I have to do this first before this before this, then you have to develop responsibility to eat the frog. Meaning, when it comes to doing number one, you have to do number one first before you go to number two. And you have to accomplish number two before you go to number three. Don't jump the guns. That's what I meant by eating the frog. That's your ability to say, yes, I will do this. Procrastination is the thief of time, and that's what has kept a lot of destinies down. How long should you continue to procrastinate? So you must eat the frog. That which you have to do, if you are reading 10 pages of a book each morning when you wake up, make sure you do that first. Don't allow distractions. Don't create space for distraction. That's what I meant by eating the frog. Then number 8, which talks about final accounts. Now, in organizations, at the end of each year of operation, they usually have what we call AGM, where they render what we call the account, that's the state of affairs of the company, of the organization. Now, in final accounts of companies, you have the profit and loss account, which has to do with extraying the net profit. where you talk about the expenses and the income. That's you get the gross profit and you get the net profit at the end of the day. That is what interests stakeholders in a company setting. Now, they also have the balance sheet, which is a statement of the liabilities and the assets of the company. Now, when investors are coming into the company, what makes the company worthwhile, what makes the company interesting to investors is their final accounts. They look at the net profit, they look at the balance sheet, that's a statement of the liabilities and assets of the company. These things are very important. Now, as a human, you can also do that. At the end of the year, you can do your final account. Now, what does it mean? You now do an X-ray of your plan and resolution from the beginning of the year. You start analyzing one after the other, which was I able to achieve. And all. At the end of the day, you'll be satisfied and happy with yourself. So that is what the final account is all about. It energizes you. It gives you power to say, yes, I am fulfilled. At least if you can say yes boldly, I've been able to actualize about 80% of my plan. I wrote down about 10 items, key items of my plan, and at the winding up of the year, I've been able to achieve as much as 7 or 8. Then you can say you have credit. You have, because that's, for me, that's the pass mark by academic standard. Then you cannot be fulfilled. You cannot be happy with yourself. Then at the end of the day, you are good to go, because that will now motivate you and enable you for the coming year, so that those things you're unable to achieve for this for the past year, the previous year, you can now move them over to the new year. We'll be stopping here today. If you have not subscribed to this channel, my friends, please kindly go and subscribe to the channel. I have so much to give. I have so much to release. So you subscribe. Subscribing is not even enough. Click on the notification link so you can be getting notification whenever we have new videos, new messages to come your way. There's so much. This channel is loaded. There's so much to give to you this year. Thank you very much. Remember, I remain your friend, Marcus Ekure. I'm on the journey with you to your destination. God bless you. Thank you.